Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today to hear my my resolution. I'd like to urge you to vote in favor for it. Let me tell you that.
Could you please move around to the front?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, that's
okay.
Much better.
Okay, let me tell you that we have had a charter school in our district since the very beginning of the charter school law in mid-1990s. And what started out as a tiny little experimental school cost about $200,000 to begin with. And next year we had to budget $5 million. So I just want you to know that what you will be facing eventually, because of the way the Department of Ed and our acting commissioner and our governor have been saying, is that you will also have charter schools coming to your districts very soon. And I think that the New Jersey School Board Association needs to take some sort of position on charter schools. And this position right here would be in line with everything else that is in our Constitution and in our law, encouraging local participation in school decisions, including the election of us, and also the local approval of our budgets. The way the charter school budgeting goes right now, it's included in our budgets, but local voters have no independent say on the establishment of a charter school. The only voice we have now is writing letters to the Department of Ed. And I can tell you, after having written many letters over the years as our charter school has expanded, that we basically get a postcard back saying, "We received your letter, thank you very much." So I also would like you to know that since most of you have half-day kindergartens, that the charter schools that are being opened now are offering full-day kindergarten. They have guaranteed a list of people who want to come because every family would like to save several $1,000s in child care for their children when they are in kindergarten. So I really would like the School Board Association to take this position and to make clear to our legislators and our state government that we intend to keep our local voice. We want local voter control, and what this is amounting to is taxation without representation. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Jonathan Hodges from the District of Patterson. I have had...
Jonathan, are you speaking for or against the...
I'm speaking for the motion. We have had in Patterson charter schools that have closed abruptly. They're open one day, they're closed the next. Those children attend your schools the next day, whether you're prepared for them or not, whether you have a say or any understanding of what their operation was, what the curriculum was, anything, they're in your classrooms the next day. We as citizens need to have a better understanding and a better choice, some say in what's going on in those schools, some input into whether we want those schools at all. I strongly urge you to give your district an opportunity, your community opportunity to determine what's happening with your children. Thank you.
My name is Mark Rosenberg from Hillsborough Township. I am speaking in support of the motion. I'd like to remind the delegates that we're not here talking about the efficacy of charter schools or whether they're appropriate or not. We're talking about taxation without representation. The idea that I would have to go back to my constituents, and whether it's $5 or $5 million, to tell them that we have to transfer money to another school that their children may or are not attending, and we have no say in it and they have no say in it, is quite disturbing. Taxpayers have enough problems trying to determine whether the money they spend in our public schools is going to the right uses. Imagine telling them that we have to give money to a charter school and you have no say in the matter at the ballot box whatsoever. I think most taxpayers would be shocked to learn this. And for those who think that this is simply a transfer of money, if we educate 100 students less, they go to a charter school, we transfer 100 times whatever our student cost is, I think they need to talk to their local finance committee chairman and their BA, and they'll find out that that's not the case at all. So I speak strongly in favor of the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair recognizes number 3.
Ava Nash, Franklin Township, Somerset. I speak in favor of this motion. Having charter schools as part of our budget really is taxation without representation. It's not the same. we have to vote as a community whether we or the community wants to have additional schools, buy property, spend money different ways. They have absolutely no vote where the money goes for charter schools. Our district spends over $2 million, and it keeps growing every year, and the taxpayers have absolutely no say whether it wants the charter schools or not. Charter schools continually are going along with a different type of approvals and lack of public oversight and lack of public input, and yet it's local public monies. When in our township, 89% of funding comes from local property taxes, our local folks need to have a voice and need to have public oversight where our money is going to. It's not in opposition of charter schools, but charter schools using public monies, local public monies, should be held to the same standards, including teacher certification, as the local school districts.
Okay, John, the motion says as follows. The NJSBA believes voter approval should be required at the annual school election or by the Board of School Estimate prior to the establishment of a charter school, as well as additional steps to incorporate local voter and elected school board opinion into chartering decisions.
Okay, does everyone understand? We've debated it. It's there. Can we open the polls, please?
Press 1 if they approve.
Okay, waiting for polls to open. Okay, the polls are now open. It's a simple majority. If you vote 1 to accept the motion, if you vote 2, you're opposing the motion. Polls are open. Has everyone voted that desires to vote? The polls are now closed. 90%, 93% voted to approve. The motion carries.